All right, so let me run through some of the basic tools that students ask about on Desmos. So first, how do I make things move? Let's say you want, let me add an image. Let me click on image. Let's add an image and then we'll make it move. So watch, I just added an image. If you click in the center dot, you can move it left and right. If you click on a corner, you can sort of resize it like that, or on the side to compress it in one direction, okay? So here's a picture I've just inserted an image. Now let's make it move. Let's say you wanted to follow the path of a parabola. How about y equals x squared? So to make this trace that path, instead of y, call it f of x or g of x or some other name that you want. Now in the picture, in the center, delete what it says. And then instead of x, type in slider A. And then for the y coordinate, you want to go f of A. You want to go f because that's the name of the blue parabola that you want to trace. Add the slider and push play. So sometimes the slider goes off grid. So let's say you only want to see the shoes from like -1 to 1. So here, type in the domain of the slider. And that way it only goes from -1 to 1. You can change the speed like that, watch. See, I'm changing the speed. Let's say you want it to only play from left to right. Click on this button here, and it plays in just from one direction, from left to right. If you were to click this guy, it only plays it once and then it stops. See that? Whereas the first one, it sort of loops left to right, back and forth, back and forth. So that's how you can trace a shape. Another idea is, how do I make a shape that has different looks to it? Like, for example, let me get rid of all this. Let's say you have y equals 3, y equals x squared, and then let's go with y equals negative, let's say negative x. Let's say you want one equation that has a little bit of the purple, a little bit of the red, and a little bit of the black. So here's how you can type that in. Let me go to box 4. Let me type in a curly brace. Let's say I want the purple from -10 to -5. So go -10 less than x less than -5, colon, and then after the colon, type in the equation that you want. If you want it to be purple, the equation of the purple is literally 3. Okay, now if I hide the purple, there's the blue. The blue is going to be the answer. Now, let me go space, space, comma. Now let's say you want the red line from, let's say, -5 to 0. So here, let's say -5 less than x less than 0, colon, and I want the red line, which is -x. So now if I get rid of it, see the purple takes over. And let's say from 1 to 4, you want the parabola. So go to your blue, space, space, comma. Let's say from 1 to 4, colon, you want the parabola, which was x to the power of 2. Now let me get rid of these guys. You see, I have left one equation that has 3 different parts. And the format is always, first you type in the domain, then you type in a colon, and after the colon, the actual equation that you want, and then a comma. And then again, a domain, colon, and then the function, comma. Your domain, and then your colon, and then the function, and then you can end it. Now, if I call this f of x, if I call it f of x, and if I bring back a picture, let me add a picture, that picture will trace the path. As long as the center of the image is a, comma, f of a. If I push play, the shoes will trace the path of that piecewise function. You see that? It's a piecewise function. So that's how you can trace. Another tool is polygon. Here's a polygon feature. Watch. Let me type in 3 points. Look, 3, 5, and let's say 8, 1, and how about like 6, 7? I have 3 points. But if I go before them and put them all in parentheses, the whole set, and type in the word polygon, boom, it connects those points in order. It'll connect it from this one to this one to this one, and then it'll shade it in. If you click on the gear, on the color, you can change the colors, you can change the solid, dotted, and these guys, you can change how thick the line is. You see that? You can change the thickness of the line or of the dottedness. The fill, if you put 0.1, it makes it really light. 0.2, 0.3. The larger the number, the more bold the fill in will be. And then finally, how do I get rid of the background? If you click on the wrench, click on or unclick grid, unclick axes numbers, unclick these guys, it makes it sort of bare. And then if you click on the capital A, it'll make it projector mode. So the image and even the text gets bolder. Watch, if I type in y equals x, you see if I go regular mode, the line's kind of thin. But if I go projector mode, boom, it makes everything thicker. So now that you've seen some of these tools on Desmos, you should totally use them if you want on your Desmos project.